touching all kinds of paper, and I ain't never gonna give a fuck about a hater, cause I know I got soul, baby, baby. Guys, you already know what it is. It's Guy King TV. I'm Patai, and we're gonna talk about some real shit, right? So in this video, I wanted to really just talk more about when you're opening your eyes to this red pill nature. One of the things you got to keep in mind is this: you will always be tested by the feminine, and it's one of those things that you'll always just have to deal with. And it's not a bad thing when you understand exactly how it works. Now, for those of you who may have read David Gueda's book, The Ways of the Superior Man, he touches on that. He talks about that. Now, why is it important to understand this, man? It's important to understand this because these are some of the things that, like I'd say, these other channels where these guys are talking about this red pill game, a lot of the times they're not going to tell you why. And that's why I always want to just be able to give you a little bit more of in-depth analysis on why. When we talk about hypergamy, right? Let's touch on hypergamy and let's talk on just the nature of the feminine energy. As a masculine man, your role is to always be able to be a pillar. Now, to be a pillar, you have to also understand what you're up against. So it goes back to my videos where I talked about why you should have women around you, or why it's good to be able to understand how to deal with the opposite gender and the opposite energy that you're dealing with in terms of polarity, right? So the reason why you're always getting tested by the woman, and you will always be tested, and this is why you have to be on your shit and you have to be on your game. And that is because they're always looking to test the masculine energy. This is the cosmic dance that we're in. We're always in this cosmic dance. It's never ending, dog. I mean, down to your fucking last breath, you're going to be dealing with the feminine energy. And you're going to be dealing with the opposition. And you're going to always be dealing with getting tested. Now, what's important to understand about this is that you utilize it to your benefit. Now, if you're dealing with a woman, or you're dealing with women that you care about, that you actually care about, that you care about to a degree, then you'll realize that, one, each woman is different, but certain principles remain the same when they're dealing with you because they're female and you're a male. And what that's going to be is that they want to make sure that you are somebody who can stand the test of time. And it's an unfortunate situation that we always got to put up with this bullshit, but that's just what comes with it. But if you utilize the energy that you can gain from, having interactions with them, you'll actually appreciate it. And what I mean by that is that if you deal with a woman who is always going to test your masculinity, not because she think you're a pussy nigga, it's not even that. And I heard this from an OG one time, man. My OG one time, he said, women don't test you to see how strong you are. They test you to see how weak you are. And that always stuck with me. It always stuck with me. And it makes more sense every day because it forces you to get on your game. It forces you to get on your shit. Are you able to not react emotionally every single time she does? Are you able to help find the ways to deal with how you do feel about certain things you may get put in a situation? It might be a day where your girl getting on your fucking nerves. And can you find a way to maneuver through that storm that she's dealing with? But the way women work is sometimes they can be dealing with something and then they'll put it on you because they don't know how to deal with that energy. And this is why I always talk about on my videos about how important it is for you to understand what's going on when you hold your semen. When you go on a semen retention journey, you cultivate your own feminine energy. The reason why that's so important is because now that you start to cultivate your own feminine energy, you start to have an insight and a glimpse into how the feminine nature works. And it's important to understand that because when you see how the feminine energy works, you don't take the shit personal. You don't take it personal. It is what it is. That's how they react. That's how they act. They act with feelings. So for you to be able to utilize your own feminine energy, you now have a one-up level in terms of how to perceive things. So you utilize that strength that you have by being a pillar, by being a man, right? Now you have another insight into seeing that some of the things they do is just not personal. That's just how they are. So when we're being tested by the feminine, your best bet is to always be able to understand where you are at that moment, where she may be at that moment, why she may be doing it. And if you can understand why she may be doing it, then you can make the best reactions to that. A lot of the times a woman will just test you. Case in point, I was on the phone just a moment ago with my girl. She FaceTimed me. And my homeboy called me also. He FaceTimed me also. And so he FaceTimed me, but it came to my MacBook. And I'm on FaceTime on my iPhone with her. And so we all know each other. We all cool. It's kind of one of those dynamics where my homeboy's like Martin, and my girl to him in perspective is like Pam. If y'all know Martin, the episode, they always just talking shit. You know, just having fun, talking shit. Just fun, petty banner. And she was like, "Oh, you on the phone? Oh, that's your little boyfriend calling, blah, blah, blah. Oh." And so I was just like, "Hey, baby, I'm going to call you back in a minute. I'm going to chop it up with my homie." And you know, the woman at certain times, they want to be your center. So she will get upset when my friend called and I'm chopping it up with him, but she'll test you. And so they'll do little things like, "Oh, that's your little boyfriend. Oh, that's your little boyfriend. But go have fun. Be with your little boyfriend." Right? But that's the feminine nature. They always will test you. And you know, if you're a man, then you know that's what they do. So you don't react in a way that, you know, there's nothing to take personal. She's just being petty because she's being petty. That's what women do. Men be petty too. So it's nothing to, you know, it's nothing to get upset about. So you just look at the many different ways, and this happens every day, where you'll be in a situation where you'll get tested. And like I said, you don't take this stuff serious, man. You just look at it for what it is. That's what they do. The way you react determines how you can always interact with this woman. Every single woman is different. They have different triggers. They have different emotional levers that they can breach. You know what I'm saying? Some women are highly more emotional than others. Some women are not. And once you can understand the different temperature and the triggers of a woman, then you'll understand that they're going to test you in this area. Some women may not test you in this area. Some women may test you in this area. But those areas, once you can be aware of, then you know how to maneuver through it. So part of leveling up your game is going to be to understand your woman. And the way you understand your woman is by being able to pay attention and not think that every single woman's supposed to act the same. And then also knowing deep down inside in your mind that your woman is not going to always be in a linear emotional processor. She's not going to always remain the same type of emotional stable self every day. It just doesn't work like that for them. You know, whether we want it to be like that, you know, most of the times men, we want it to be like, damn, why can't you just chill? But it doesn't work that way. So when you're on your Nofap journey, or if you're doing semen retention, you realize that the feminine has this cosmic dance or this cosmic fight with the male or the masculine energy all the time. There's times where it's topsy-turvy. There's times where things are leveled off, but there's always that dynamics. And the more that you are aware of that dynamics, the more you can, you know, find yourself being able to maneuver around that, kind of like in a ring. You know, and it's not that you're being evasive, it's that you're understanding the nature. So you'll understand when it's the time to do something, when it's the time to say something, when it's the time to not say something, when it's the time to do this, you know, and you learn that. Because the feminine energy is cyclic. So the more that you understand cyclic energy, the more that you can even understand your woman. You know, there'll be days your woman may not act like that. There'll be days where your woman might give you all the space in the world. Then there's days where she'll play you close, but those be the days that you want your space. But then you got to figure out how to deal with this energy. So you're always being tested. It's never just a negative thing. It's never negative. It's just you having the ability to perceive how this energy works. The more that you can fine tune your mind to perceive how this works, the better your relations and harmonious relationships with women in your life will be. It's like that with every single woman. It don't matter who you dealing with, dog. So this is just one of the things that you just want to be able to be aware of, understand, and utilize. So it goes back to everything that I've been talking about, using hypergamy to your ability. You know, being able to understand what the red pill nature is really about. And once you can get there, it's a very deep esoteric journey. But I'm helping niggas get there slowly but surely. But I don't want to just drop too many breadcrumbs all in one video. I want y'all to understand that it's a journey in the process of understanding that we all have masculine and feminine energy. The women do the same way as well. So the better that you are able to understand your own feminine energy inside of yourself, you can internally be able to deal with it outside of yourself, you know, and the external stimuli. That's how you want to deal with this shit, man. You know, so this is Patai, God King TV. I ain't want to be too long, man. Like, share, subscribe in this motherfucker. Ghost at gang niggas, check in, salute. You know what I'm saying? Squirtle gang niggas, keep on at it, man. Peace.
I'ma stay touching all kinds of paper, and I ain't never gonna give a fuck about a hater, cause I know I got so many